Hello, one and all. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast. You know who I am. You know what this is. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Motherfucker, welcome back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you want more of this beautiful content that I am giving you. If you want to see more of my beautifully deformed face and features and figures. If you like what I do here, in all seriousness, I appreciate you and I would like you to join me by subscribing and liking and sharing. And god damn, am I really that blind? Seems like I have a magnifier on, like it's like glowing on my face right now. Welcome back. Hopefully you're doing well. The first thing you're going to notice, besides me retreating back to the fedora, after that you're going to notice that, hey, I'm in a new location right now. I am not in my usual podcasting spot, and I will be getting into details about why that is later. But I've shuffled around a little bit, and I feel like this is a good spot for me. So for right now, I'm showing my cleavage too. I got some cleavage showing right now. So hopefully that's not too disturbing for you. But I'm going to be getting to later why I had to move to this podcasting area. And I'm not sure I like it. We're going to see how it works out in the long run. I got kind of an unappealing shadow on my face cast by this microphone, so I'm going to be figuring that out as well. This is a pretty good microphone, so I'm pretty sure it could pick up my good vibrations wherever I move. How you doing? Good? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. You know I'm not into the small talk, so ask me how I'm doing and move along with your life. Thank you very much. Open this podcast up with a Bane quote. And Bane, I was thinking earlier, he is probably one of the most underrated Batman villains of all time, especially Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane. I loved it. It's pretty divisive. He took some liberties with his accent, but I like the contrast of his accent versus his super masculine, extremely, steroided up physique. I liked it. I liked what he did with it. And I think revisiting that would be beneficial to anyone who is a comic book fan or a Batman fan or even a Tom Hardy fan. I think it's an underrated performance. So many quotable lines from there. One of my favorites is, yes, I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body. Love that shit. And I love Tom Hardy. I don't have any gripes with pretty much anything that he's in. If I was of the homosexual variety, Tom Hardy would be top 3 guy that, I would probably give a secret hand job to if I was in that category, And I don't have anything against those folks who like to give secret hand jobs or even public hand jobs. I think public hand jobs are kind of more bold in that way. They're public. But if Tom Hardy was, if I was that guy, if I was that type of guy, I swung on that branch, I would be swinging on Tom Hardy's branch, so to speak. I am sipping on a fine Merlot, as usual. So I wanted to open up this podcast by getting something that was on my mind out of the way. It's this thing that I think is possibly not a thing. Maybe it's me overanalyzing something. Maybe it's kind of a superstition, but I have a theory about something. Women in relationships, they have the capacity to emote better than guys. And I think that is not controversial to say at all. But I think there's another thing that women have that men just don't have the capacity to tap into as of yet. It's like a sixth sense sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Why am I moving my body like that? They have this sixth sense when it comes to the availability of a good man, right? It's like they can sense it in the air or some shit. And when a good man is just about to be beyond their reach, they like amp up their pressure. It's like they really want to make a good impression on this guy before he becomes unavailable. I think men have that same sense, so to speak, but I think it manifests itself much differently than when women. Like men, we tend to, we're very, I mean, a lot of men out here, we're fucking animals. Like we just want to fuck anything that moves for the most part. Well, maybe not for the most part. A lot of parts. Like men want to fuck a lot of parts, and we'll fuck anything. So when we feel like a good woman is like maybe going away or something like that, escaping our grasp, we don't really focus on the right things when it comes to intriguing that good woman maybe to change her mind. While women, they could fucking disappear, right? You can be on a dating scene and shit, and one of the women that you were trying to get to know, they can just vanish, and they expect you to go chase them, right? You have to be the one to put forth the effort, to show the effort. A lot of women say they want that, like, give me good conversation and put forth the effort, right? But sometimes that shit gets exhausting, and maybe you're like, this person isn't worth putting forth the effort towards. And you find somebody else, but that initial person that wanted that effort put towards them, they can kind of sense, like they get a spidey sense, and it starts tingling, and they're like, okay, something's happening here. Let me go see if this person is still available. It's like they can fucking tell that you got something else happening in some other zone, and they try to recapture it. But bitch, it's too late. You shouldn't have wanted me to put forth so much effort. Don't you know how lazy I am? I am the lazy. I don't want to put forth effort towards anything, let alone chasing some female. You know? That shit's overrated. That shit's overdone. Chasing. Fuck I look like. I don't even chase my liquor. Fuck is you talking about? Fuck am I talking about? Another thing that I was thinking about was love language, and I hate that fucking term, love language. I think it's an internet born term nowadays. Everybody wants to be understood, and everybody wants to be loved. And don't get me wrong, I understand. I understand understanding, and I understand empathy. I understand everyone wants to feel like they belong somewhere. I'm probably extremely unique to where I can empathize with that more than a lot of people, okay? Because I am a middle child, and I also have a bunch of fucking other issues that I talk about in previous episodes, so I understand that. But love language shit, you miss me with that shit. But maybe there is some validity to it, because I think I figured out what my love language is. And motherfuckers just been getting it wrong. Even though I've been spelling it out in plain English. Plain English. For everyone that I've ever dated, right? Even if you have a hard time reading, I make it one letter at a time so that you could figure out what it is I'm about. I'm transparent as fuck. Like, you'll know right off the bat whether or not I like you. You'll know right off the bat whether or not I want to fuck you. Whether or not I just want to fuck you. Whether or not I like you, but I don't want to fuck you. Whether or not I just want to fuck you, but I don't like you. In the rare occasion, I want to fuck you and I like you. Very rare. So you'll know that from me. I don't pull no fucking punches. But the main thing that I have not been receiving, that I think I've been transparent about in my past, is the fact that my specific love language is words of affirmation, they say. And the crowd goes wild. Words of affirmation. Woohoo! When you are delivering words of affirmation to the people or the person or people, if you're poly, what the fuck is that shit called? Polyamorous relationship. If you're in a polyamorous relationship, you know, you got 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different partners, you know, whatever your fucking situation is, if you like giving affirmation, right? I think it's only fair to receive it as well. You want to feel wanted. You want to feel like, you know, I show you my dick. Do you like my dick? If I show you my balls, do you like my balls? Do you not like my balls? What's going on here? Or, you know, it doesn't have to be that extreme, but, you know, just wanting someone that is going to be complimentary and not like baby you. You don't have to be pampered or anything like that. It's just, if you're with somebody, remind that person why you're with them. Remind that person that these are the things I like about you. You know, these are the things that made me appreciate you in the first place. And you don't have to remind that person every day as if, you know, they're not an adult and they can't comprehend how you got to that point in the first place. But I'm just saying, if you're with somebody out there, remind that person why you're with them. Just do it. Trust me. You won't regret it. My fucking lighting is all messed up. Hold on here. I got a bunch of problems going on here. I'm not sure if I should move back here. What's going on? What's going on here? Should I open up the window? Hold on. Let me try to see what's going on here. All right, and we're back. So I just wanted to mention that before I started getting into the other shit. Now, what do you use to protect your home? Do you have a gun? Do you have a baseball bat? 2x4? Maybe you have multiple guns. What is it you use to protect your house and your family and the things that you hold dear, right? What do you got? I don't own a gun. What I have is an axe. And I'm going to show you this axe in a minute. But the story about this axe is more interesting than the axe itself. Because it's just a standard axe. You know, it's used for cutting shit. Now, I know I told you guys in the past about my hard work experiences. And when I used to work manual labor, and I worked with a bunch of colorful characters in some horrible situations. And one of those colorful characters I worked with, his name was Joe. Joe is my homie. Joe is an old white man, but that's my nigga. Joe, maybe he's about 65 years old. I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to guess and say he's 65. Joe used to bring light to the very darkest areas of our job and what we did. He was a complicated man, but mostly lighthearted in our personal interactions with each other. And we got to know each other because he's never met a young black man like myself who enjoyed different genres of music. He never ran across anyone like that. So when I told him, while he's listening to me in my department and I'm playing some Johnny Cash, he's like, "You listen to Johnny Cash?" "Yeah, nigga, I listen to Johnny Cash. Fuck what you talk about? That's my nigga." So ever since then, we just started conversing more. And, you know, he's a big Seinfeld fan, and we would greet each other with Seinfeld quotes like, "I had the pony." "No, you say you don't like pony. I had a pony. My sister had a pony. My cousin had a pony." You know, shit like that. So, and we started to get along. And Joe was such a giving individual that he would buy me things without me asking for it. Our job was so fucking tough, and we'd be on our feet all damn day. Our shoes would explode from banging our fucking feet meat into the concrete. I don't even try this shit sometimes. It just come out. We bang our feet meet on the concrete, and Joe would just buy me shoes, not even ask. He gave me his old set of golf clubs, whole set. Never told this man I was once interested in golfing at all. But who am I to turn down a fucking free set and a bag of weapons? Like, this is a bag of fucking weapons. So I'm not going to turn this shit down. He also bought me a basketball, a Bluetooth speaker, like all sorts of shit. And he also used to find shit in the warehouse, like very interesting shit. Like, he would use his free time to go spelunking within the warehouse to find shit. And he would also find random miscellaneous things within his goings along in his job, picking things out of the warehouse. And one of the things he happened to find was an axe. Okay. My job was called American Science and Surplus. Why are we selling weapons of death? I don't know. But he found one. And we sold random shit, so I think it's entirely a possibility. And I'm going to show you exactly how he presented this thing to me. He gave me this axe wrapped up in a giant Ziploc bag. This weapon, this weapon of death, he gave it to me. Now, I think he said something like, I'm going to need this one day. And that was troublesome. That was worrisome. I don't know why he thought I would need this. I'm hoping I never have to use this on someone's fucking head and neck area. But if I do, thank you, Joe. Thank you, my nigga. But he gave it to me as if it was already used in a crime. So he's protecting it. And he put it in this bag. So Joe gave me an axe. And I have yet to use it. It's a very sharp object. And he found this, apparently he found this in the warehouse. And ever since then, I've had this motherfucker as my protection. So it all comes full circle here. I asked you what your protection was. A gun, a fucking baseball bat, a 2x4. Maybe you're very good with your words and you can make robbers, burglars, and murderers leave you alone. Someone put a gun up to your head and say, give me what you got. And you say, no. I will not give you what I have. And you're like so good at convincing this person not to shoot you in the head and just take it off of your person. Maybe you're just very good, you know? But me, I got a miniature axe that's very sharp. Thankfully, I haven't cut myself with it yet. But I am prepared to fuck a motherfucker up. Doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan, motherfucker, to chop you in the head and neck area. So there's that. The reason I bring up Joe and all of his wonderful randomness and all of his joyous spelunking is, to this day, even though we don't work in the same area anymore and I haven't seen this man in a couple years, we still keep in touch. We text each other. And every now and again, he surprises me by sending me a random package. And this past weekend was one of those weekends he happened to send me a random package. And this is the package here. It is a brown package. It isn't brown package like mine. Dad jokes. Actually, my package isn't brown. When us black folks, we get dark in sensitive areas. Like my elbows are darker than what my actual skin complexion is. And so are my knees. So you can only imagine what my package looks like. This isn't something you buy at the UPS store. This looks like Joe went to his local liquor store, bought himself a gallon of bourbon, took that shit straight to the fucking mug. He poured that shit in all of his face cavities. And he decided that it was something in his house that he didn't need. So he used that paper bag that they put his bourbon in and wrapped this present in it. And while wrapping this present, if you can see here, he uses some white electrical tape because that is probably the only sticky thing he had in his house. Like, for God's sakes, a fucking roll of tape only cost about 79 cents. But Joe can't be bothered with things like buying 79-cent rolls of tape. He got better shit to do. He also can't be bothered to not use bandages to wrap his fucking package. The second most sticky thing I guess he could find was bandages. So he wrapped this package with a fucking liquor store paper bag, white electrical tape, and bandages, human bandages, possibly bandages that have been on his person. I don't know. But this is Joe. I don't know, but this is Joe, my nigga. I already know what this is. He sent me some Bluetooth headphones because Joe was born in the fucking 1700s. And he apparently doesn't have the capacity to Bluetooth connect headphones to a cellular device. And I think Bluetooth has been on cell phones since like 98 or some shit, 99. So for you not to have Bluetooth on your cell phone means that you're probably still using Morse code and fucking fire signals to get your messages out there. This motherfucker is still tying tiny pieces of paper to a pigeon's leg. Love you, Joe. The band-aids are a nice touch. Gonna be using these. Hopefully these aren't meant to blow up and kill me. Moving on now. Let me take a sip of my mala. So, the reason I brought up dating and shit earlier within this podcast is because I went on a date recently, and it was one of the most unique experiences I've ever had in my life. And I'm pretty sure the person that I went on this date with, it will be an experience that they will never fucking forget in their life. Now, I meet this person. They were kind enough to come to me, and kind enough to also not think that I am a crazy person, even though I just had a fucking axe and I'm showing you an axe. This person was still kind enough to come to me and make the assumption that I don't have fucking bodies in my basement, under the bed, or in the closet somewhere. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't, FBI. So she comes to me. We see each other. We match eyes. It's a little bit of sparks, you know. We hug. She puts her stuff down. And I am a minimalist, people. I don't buy things unless I feel like I need them, they're absolutely necessary, or they're a want that I won't stop wanting, right? I only own 2 pair of jeans, folks. 2 pair. And I don't even wear them that often. And one of the pair of jeans has a fucking hole in the crotch. It's not a big hole. It's just a tiny little tear in the crotch. Why? You can put that one together yourself. And it's not because I walk around on motherfucking full attention all goddamn day like, hello, salute. It's just because maybe it's a natural thing. I don't know. So I mentioned that. I mentioned that because I don't own much furniture. I have a fucking chair that I rock in like a lazy boy. I have a chair that I shoot a podcast in. That's it. I got 2 chairs and floor. That's it. I got 2 fucking chairs and a bunch of floor. So if you want to sit down, you got 2 options. You got one of those chairs or the floor, the infinite amount of floor. And if you decide that you don't want the chair or the floor, I got the bed. And the bed, it can be for sitting, but it can be for laying. So if you want to sit on the bed, if you sit on the bed, you already know what you're putting yourself into. Okay? You sit on the bed, then you end up laying on the bed, then you end up fucking me. Or we end up fucking each other. Or you end up fucking me, like taking it from me. So I didn't want that to be the case. So I decided within 5 minutes of her being within my presence, I am going to get a couch. Because I don't want to make this person uncomfortable by having to sit on the floor, us sitting in separate chairs, or her having to sit on the bed and then take infinite penis. Didn't want her to feel that way. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to fucking Walmart and I'm going to get a fucking couch slash, whatever the fuck you call those things, fucking futon. So I go there. I pick out the one I want. It's this fucking gigantic goddamn box. I mean, it's a big fucking thing. But, you know, me, just told you the Joe stories. No big deal. I hoist that motherfucker over my head. I hold it like I'm bringing some fancy champagne to someone's house. But I didn't account for how big the box was versus my tiny little car, my tiny little clown car I have. It's bigger than my fucking car is the problem. Doesn't fit in the door, doesn't fit in the trunk. So what the fuck do? Well, you throw it on the fucking roof and you get some rope. Problem, don't have rope. So what do? You in Walmart's parking lot, so you go and try and find some fucking rope. Okay. And the thing that I didn't mention, the biggest element is the weather, because it's 99 million degrees outside right now, and I sweat if it is 1 degree over 74. I can be standing still, and I will still sweat. At 74.5 degrees, I will fucking sweat like a runaway. I'm not fucking kidding. Now, I have to go back to Walmart as quickly as possible, find a goddamn rope thing, bring it back so I can, cinch this thing to the roof of my vehicle. First attempt didn't work so good. I went in there and grabbed the first thing I could because I was trying to look smooth, It's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Fuck is you talking about? I know what type of rope to pick to tie a big ass box to my car. Be impressed by my abilities to pick out rope. No, it wasn't very impressive because the rope was fucking too small. It was $2.95, and it wasn't even a rope. It was one of those things that you kind of cinch into a trailer, one of those clamp things. You put one into one end of the trailer and the other into the other end of the trailer, but it wasn't even long enough to stretch across the fucking trailer. So I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. And at this point, I have come to the fucking car, tried to make it work once, so it made me sweat even more. And this poor lady is sitting here having to bear witness to this fucking clumsy attempt to get a couch cinched to a roof. So I go back and I try again. And when I try again, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm going to be super safe now. I'm going to get 2 fucking ropes. I'm going to get a bungee, and I'm also going to get like a fucking rope. So I get the bungees, and I get 100-foot long rope. And I'm like, one of these or both of these motherfuckers have to work. They have to. Because right now, I'm pretty sure this person, they're seeing me sweat. And I know that's not appealing. Like, I'm sweating through my shirt. I wore jeans like a dumbass. I wore jeans, a fucking wife beater like this, and a shirt like this outside in 99 million degree temperatures. Okay? Why I did this? I don't know. Maybe I thought it looked better. I don't know. Maybe I thought it would be a quick back and forth sort of trip. But it wasn't. So I come back with the 2 ropes, and she's having to help me tie this fucking box to the hood of my car. And I'm sweating, and I'm kind of embarrassed, but I'm also, kind of, surprised that this person didn't just take the keys of my car and drive away. Very surprised they didn't do that. They stayed. They stuck around. Helped me and everything. They helped me. They helped me tie the fucking thing to the hood of my car. And I tied it through the windows, through the door. So my dumb ass, to take this fucking thing home, I had to get into the passenger seat on the passenger side to take it home. And then I lugged this motherfucker in the house, sweating my ass off. Sweating like a runaway. And we took it in the house. Or I took it in the house, I should say. And she didn't want to leave. She wasn't even disgusted by my presence. She wasn't even disgusted by me looking like a fucking juicy ass roast beef. Like, I was looking so juicy, and not in a good way. Like, I was looking so fucking juicy. It was bad. I probably stank. Like, it was horrible. And she stuck around. She stuck around, even halfway helped me put the fucking thing together. Not all the way, but she halfway helped me put it together. We had to do other things. So yeah, that was the nice little dance for it. So that was definitely one of the most interesting first date experiences I think I've ever had. Maybe number one. Definitely. Within 5 minutes of meeting somebody, you don't take them to fucking buy a couch and then fail putting it on your car. and then not even put it together. So you end up sitting on the edge of the bed anyway. But it was nice. Remember to subscribe, by the way. I'm going to wrap up this podcast now. I wanted to talk about something else that I found interesting, which is these new jewelry things that I've been seeing women wear. And she had one on as well. These waist bead things. You know what I mean? These, I know you've seen them, like women starting to put like an extra created piece of jewelry. Like the jewelry fucking companies have to be excited about this one. Like they just made some shit up. It's just a really long necklace. That's all it is. A really long necklace that you just put around your waist. And according to her, it's supposed to accentuate your waist. It's supposed to make your shape, you know? And I'm like, that's a fucking great idea. Why don't they make one of those for guys? But not for the waist, because a lot of guys, I mean, I'm Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast. A lot of us don't have waists that need to be accentuated. Maybe we eating too many fucking chimichangas, drinking too much fucking White Claw, or me drinking too much fucking Merlot. So our waist is something that needs to be accentuated. We don't want to bring any more attention to that fucking horrendous horror show. What we need to be accentuated is our fucking ball sack. Because I've said this previously. The ball sack is the motherfucking apex and the beginning of all life. I'm carrying around with me 1 billion of them motherfuckers, you know. Just life waiting to happen. Just waiting to happen. Just need a host. I'm just trying to inject life into somebody. So the ball sack is important. And I think it needs to be accentuated. So we need one of those little waist jewelry things. Just a little version of it. Something that's like maybe the size of your wrist or some shit. I don't know. Depending on the size of your balls. Just put it around your ball area to accentuate your nuts. Because they don't get enough love. I really think in this country, in 2020, the time that we live in, balls don't get enough attention. They don't get sucked enough. They don't get sought after. They don't get licked. They don't get grasped, cupped. Make balls great again. That's all I'm saying. Just make balls great again. Women, what's wrong with you? That's a part too. We don't say you got to go fiddling in the tank area. Then it's dangerous. Then you're in the fucking jungle, unknown territory. Stay away from there. I don't know. A lot of niggas don't be cleaning they tank. They stop at the balls. They don't want to reach back a little bit further to get that, you know, that little mysterious area in between. You know, make balls great again, 2020, okay? Get one of those fucking jewelry things. And it's like it's a clout thing too. It's like a sign of success. Maybe some guy, he only got a rubber band around his balls and the motherfuckers turning purple. They dead. They can't even produce babies no more. Maybe a guy, he got a level above that. He got like some African beads with one of those crosses hanging from his balls, you know. Or maybe a guy, he's a big fucking baller. He got like, you know, canary yellow gold with white gold details and fucking 20 karat diamonds just wrapped around his balls to accentuate them. I bet you'll appreciate the motherfuckers then. Or if anything, you're going to just try to steal his ball sack ring. I don't even know what to call it. I am very mature. I am an adult. I am an adult man. That's going to be all for me today. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe if you like what I do here. Stay safe, stay productive, keep your head above water. Doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Love ya. Bye.